Now, I have two of these bikes. They're very similar. They're 1 year apart. They're basically the same bike. And when I got the first one, I used it only as a track bike several years. Had a really good time with it. Decided I wanted to get a second one that had a title so I could use it as a street bike. And then what I did, over a winter, it took a whole winter to do it, I combined all the good parts from the track bike and the street bike that we had bought. And that's a whole separate adventure for a separate video. And got everything painted and matched, took all the good body work, the good seat, well, it was an adventure. And it's all out on our channel. This restoration was about a 500-hour restoration and worth every penny. Another beautiful weather day is predicted, and we want to get out on the open road even earlier than normal today. We have people coming to visit us, and I have to be back here to, I guess, entertain them. I'm not sure, do a dance for them or what. Anyway, Karen's friends, we haven't seen them in a while. This will be a fun day, but we do want to get a ride in early today. Today, as always moving the bikes around like a parking lot attendant. It's all part of having a little garage and too many motorcycles, but I guess I wouldn't have it any other way. But I try to plan out the day a little bit different. Instead of taking Route 80 all the way up to where I normally get off, I thought I'd go backwards and go past Lincoln Park Airport and see if that plane with the Tundra tires, there were two of them there yesterday, if he was still there. And as the way this turned out, they were there. I was trying to link up with one of the mechanics, or in the best of all worlds, one of the owners, and see what the story was, and maybe they did some work locally, or they towed banners, or any number of things. But I did get some pictures of it, but it's always something interesting at Lincoln Park Airport, always. Okay, come on, boys, let's go. Let's go, time is money. So, of course, we always have our stuff to do on a farm and get Karen some fresh flowers for the kitchen, among other things. And we have a new visitor at our bird feeder, a female cardinal. And she has just been entertaining us every morning. She seems to get along with the brown birds, but she is a beauty, boy. And I love having new visitors at my bird feeder in the morning. Very, very entertaining. It starts my day off right. Now, before I even get out on the road, a package comes from Amazon. It's got 2 big packs of Kirkland microfibers, and these are really good, by the way. Dale was the one who turned me on to these. I like them so much, now that mine are probably a year or two old. I got 2 packs and from Amazon, and these are really good quality microfibers. But time to leave this unboxing and get out on the open road. The first one of these I had was just such an excellent track bike. It just was as reliable as a stone. It was fun to ride. It didn't go through a set of tires every weekend. It was fun in every way and easy to maintain. Now, we were here yesterday with the GS, and today I want to take a better look at this plane. Tundra tires here at Lincoln Park Airport. Check the size of those tires there. And I think they run them at very low pressure. I'm not sure. Dallas will know. Anyway, just one little time to take a little break from our adventure today. Now, I remember at an air show a few years back, they had people demonstrating, and I think one of the planes had Tundra tires, the short takeoff and landing ability of some of these planes. It was scary. They were almost helicopters. And when you see that at a show, it was pretty impressive, to be honest. And some of the other air shows that we've been to, we have a Ford Tri-Motor that we were at a couple of years ago. That was a real nice one at Essex County. And we have missed the Sussex Air Show a couple of years in a row. And they always have one up by the Bomber. Maybe we'll hit that this year. This bike is coming up on 38,000 miles very soon. And we're going to be then, of course, having to do the maintenance on it, the oil change and all the other peripheral things, the chain and stuff. But it has been a great bike over the years. Now, the last time I worked on the brakes on this bike, I had put in brand new EBC street pucks, and they were just so much better than whatever was in there. And of course, they were worn out for many years, but the EBCs really bedded in nice. And that Muzzy muffler is one of the things that makes this bike enjoyable to ride. It's quiet enough to sneak through the areas where you don't want to be noticed ahead of time and through the populated areas. But boy, once you get out in the open, that thing wails. It's got a great sound. And this bike has an air shock in the back that I am always amazed for an older suspension unit, the technology of that day, how good that unit has held up over the years. But a lot of parts of this bike are like they're still a brand new bike. And the Pirelli Sport Demon tires are a perfect match for this bike. I've had Bridgestones on. I've had, I think, Dunlops. I had two other different brands. The Sport Demons are by far the best. I made custom bar risers years ago, and they are adjustable, and what a great accessory for this bike. Even stock, it's fine, but with the little bar risers up an inch or so, perfect for me. Now I wish I could really capture the sound you hear when you're riding this bike out of that Muzzy muffler. At very high RPMs, that just comes on like an Indy car. It just has that wonderful, wonderful sound. And then you back off the gas and it's perfect. Now that whole section behind the seat, that's where the taillight normally would be. I molded that whole piece. That's all on our video channel. And I thought maybe over time it would be a problem. It would crack or the paint would not stick. It held up well. In fact, the whole bike, the bodywork, the parts of it that normally start to deteriorate, this is a 1989 bike, and it's, when you look at it real close, the paint's held up well. The whole bike is held up well. I know my friend Ray had the same bike. He loved it. Luciano had the same bike. He had one for a track bike too. These bikes, they're a little hidden gem. And this is a true story. I came very close to getting a third one. There was one, a fellow up in Albany was selling it, and I negotiated with him over the phone many times. And I was waiting for him to, it was in the middle of the winter, and I waited too long, and I called him back, and it was gone. And it would have been nice to have a third one, because that would mean my parts bike would be a parts bike for two different bikes. That would really be cool. And of course, these bikes seem to last forever. That's the part of it that I'm always shocked about. It seems like the mileage doesn't even matter on these bikes. And thank you, John Pothier, who came up with that custom logo to Gpx750R. And we had quite a job fine-tuning that. We wanted it to be unique and yet still look like in keeping with the style of the bike. One very sad note, there's only a few garden centers left. Most of them have gone out of business since COVID. This is Condorso, one of the last ones left. And over the years, Karen and I would go from garden center to garden center in the spring, and we would load up the van with flowers and plants, and it was a big part of our life. And we're down to really only having one or two garden centers in this whole area. It's sad. Now, when I designed the paint job that's on this bike, I copied a model airplane that I had designed in 1991, and it went on to become one of the championship planes concourse winners, and I love the paint job. One last stop at Condorso, and then I'm going to be heading back to the farm. And Karen and I always hope some of these garden centers come back in business, but I'm not holding my breath either. This turned out to be just an exceptional day. And the weather, it's just starting to get a little cooler every day now. I think we're over with the really hot summer. Now, it took me a couple of seconds to explain that, that you got to leave me a room to get the motorcycle in and out, and be respectful of motorcycles. So we took advantage of some nice weather 2 days in a row. Absolutely beautiful weather. It actually wasn't even super hot at the end of the ride. And I appreciate that a whole lot. And we got to see Tundra tires 2 days in a row. It's amazing. Dallas, I hope you appreciate that Tundra tire thing. I thought that was cool as could be. Unbelievable. And there's two of them at that airport too. Anyway, I hope you did enjoy sharing this little slice of our life. Now, I really had the feeling when this ride was over, especially the part of the ride coming home, where normally you're cooked and sweaty. I thought, it looks like we might have turned the corner into having some beautiful fall weather here. I'm hoping the next couple days are going to be just like today. But you never know. It's always a surprise. Everything's a surprise with motorcycling. But I guess that's the adventure. That's what makes it interesting and makes it fun. Winter rides when it's freezing, fall rides when there's leaves on the ground. And we're going to be doing some custom work. We're already lining up some of the work we want to do on our own bikes and on our friends' bikes. And I hope this is going to be a really productive winter season. We're going to get a lot done. Luciano's been looking at it, and I won't let the cat out of the bag, but he's got a little surprise coming up. And we always have maintenance to do on these motorcycles. It's never ending. And we try to post a new video up every day. And I always enjoy editing the video, and thank you guys so much for watching.